Hello guys, welcome to Ask Raghulan. Today we're going to see migration into Australia through your master's degree. So that is what we're looking at it. Just check the previous videos as well. This is just a suggestion. Don't take it as an advice. You have to do your own research. Alright, let's get through this. So the next thing what we're doing is, last one we saw how to choose your bank loans and things like that, and now we're going to see the migration process. By the time you touch your migration process, it's going to be 2 years, because your course duration generally goes for 2 years for a master's, so or 1.5 years if you're going for a shorter version of it. But as soon as you finish it, you will generally start your master's. You will have some time to settle down and do your process and things like that, but before you get to the 2 years, and make sure that you get started and do some research, and if you're going to prepare some CDRs and things like that, get everything ready. So don't waste time. The moment you're nearing this 2 year, make sure that you're completely prepared for this. The moment you touch this one, you should start moving like that. So now once you finish off your 2 years, then you will be seeing whether you're eligible for it. But remember, there is a point system. With the points will be taken from how much marks you got from your IELTS, your course completion, and the experience that you had in the past, your work experience that you had in your past, and then the type of course and the demand that's in the market and the location that you have done, the type of uni. Every one of these things will have some points. So there is some point system that's in there, and you can find the point systems online. So in the immigration websites or the uni consultants, they might be able to help you out and see what is the minimum point that is required for your background. But remember, you have to tell people that where you come from, what university you've done your bachelor's, and all that sort of stuff. That all matters. And then that all should be, you should have been done it in the very first step in the research. So you should know how much point you should have and how much point you will have at the end of 2 years, and what are the things that you need to do to get the additional points. So this you should have already have an idea at this place. So at this time, you generally ready to go and do what you have to. So just check if your research, whatever you've done here, is all still applicable, and then go and attack your migration plan. So the migration plan is, sometimes you can go for a permanent residency, sometimes you have to go for a temporary residency, and then once you finish off the conditions that is stipulated for the temporary residency, you can apply for the permanent residency. So they both are different subclass visas. I think this is subclass 500, this is 485, the TR is 485 subclass, and all of these will have a fees as well. Generally what happens is, if you're not eligible for a PR, if you're applying for a TR, temporary residency, you might have to go and work in a regional location in Australia. So it could be any state, and you have to work there for 2 years. And you have to work there in a professional job for 2 years. That's a job which is relevant to the studies that you have done. You cannot work in a different job, Uber or anything like that. So you have to be in a relevant profession. So that is why the location that you choose is all important. The research and the location you choose, the type of uni, where you're going to study, it's all important. Because if you can find a work, a professional work after you finish your studies in the same location, you don't have to go to a different location, because you already spent 2 years finding new people, finding friends, know how to survive, finding a cheapest place to live, and you learned all these things. So you don't have to lose all the skill set that you have learned and go to a new location and learn everything from the scratch. So now in the migration process, the things that you may have to do is, you may have to write your IELTS exam. So the IELTS exam generally comes as 4 different exams that you have to do. One is your reading, speaking, listening, and writing. So this is all you have to do. Remember, this is the same IELTS exam. You will do it at the time when you actually get your admission from the uni, but that is a time your band scores will be around all 6 and nothing less than 5. That means individual scores shouldn't be less than 5, and overall all of these ones will have an overall value of how you perform. So that should be minimum is 6. So that is what you have to get at this location. But remember, IELTS exam is valid for 3 years. So now once you finish it, and if you are able to apply PR within the 3 years, you can use your existing IELTS. So if you're going to apply PR, because as I said, if you're going after 2 years, if it takes more time to apply for your PR or TR, whatever it is, then your IELTS would have got expired. Then you have to go and write the exams again. In here, you would have been facing your IELTS examiner back home, and which may have your same culture and things like that. So it's not going to be as difficult. Whereas here, you're going to face a native speaker examiner. So that means they will generally expect you to be of bit higher standards. So I find people fail quite here compared to back home. So My suggestion would be is like when you write your IELTS, make sure that you have some time. Don't take it lightly compared to your previous experience here, because sometimes some of the Indian, Chinese, Korean students, they take at least a year or two to clear exams, IELTS exams. So it generally takes quite a bit of effort to get it cleared. And so once you clear your IELTS exam, and it will be again valid from that date for 3 years, so you can apply and go and apply for your TR and PR. Now your course, as I said in the first lesson, so your course Engineers Australia has to be approved, should be an accredited course. Either it should be fully accredited or provisional. So if it's not even listed, then you wouldn't even be able to apply for migration. So make sure that your course that you pick in the uni is actually accredited, and also your bachelor's, so you get some benefit from your bachelor's as well. So if you're coming from any of the subcontinents, most of your unis will not be accredited for bachelor's. So bachelor's, you have to do a CDR report, which is a competency demonstration report, which explains what is your competency in terms of experience, the work that you have done, and then the unis that you have worked. So that is your CDR report. The report generally takes a month to do it, and sometimes you can find a template and things like that, but my suggestion is take due diligence and then spend decent amount of time to prepare it and do it properly. And so because this one goes to Engineers Australia for an approval, and they charge a fee. So if they get rejected and stuff, you have to do it again and things like that. So it takes a while as well. So make sure that you do it properly and you start that process before you finish your course, so that you have 3-4 months and things like that. You can go little by little and finish it and keep it ready. And once Engineers Australia gives your accreditation for your CDR report, then you apply for your migration, either TR or PR. So once you get your TR, for an example, you work in a regional location for 2 years, and then you satisfy the conditions for PR, you will have eligibility, and then you can apply for permanent residency. So at that time, when you apply for PR, again they will check for your IELTS to make sure that it is still valid, and then your CDR report and everything. And once it's all good, then you apply for your PR. And all of these visas generally take some time, around 4 to 6 weeks and things like that. You can find this information in the DMIA website. So once this process is done, you got your permanent residency or temporary residency. Now you can go to the job market and get a professional job. Now remember, as I said in the research, you have to make sure that you choose a course which has got demand. So that means I see a lot of people who come for, let's say, gaming and things like that, where the industry doesn't exist in Australia. So there is place in Canada and Ireland where games market is pretty good, for example. So then you have to go and do there. So if there is no market for, let's say, biotechnology, then no point in coming and studying here and looking for work here, because there is not going to be any business who's running biotechnology based industries or companies here. So you have to choose a location which has got demand for the job that you're going to work. And so once it's all done, you're pretty much good, guys. And remember, in university there are plenty of universities: RMIT, University of Wollongong, University of Southern Australia, and Australian Institute of Business, Queensland University, Curtin. There is plenty of universities around Australia, so no rush at all. So every one of them, just like in India, guys, just like another college as well. So don't stress out too much, and don't worry if you lose an application in one uni, there will be another uni which will be there, and everything pays the same. Sometimes they all have the same sort of facilities and things like that. So if you sacrifice a facility, generally the fees will be cheaper. So better the facility, better the rank of the uni, the cost of the uni will be higher. So simple as that. All right, guys, thanks. That's all for the entire chapter here. That's a complete wrap. And if you have any questions, just feel free to put it into the comment section. When I have some time, I'll respond back. And I'll do some more videos into other sections and other streams of courses as well. If you have any specific course in mind, just let me know. All right, thank you so much, guys. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you.